By 2030, 60% of women between the ages of 32 and 50 are going to be single.
Wow.
Yes.
That's huge.
Huge. Huge, huge, huge. And it's because women are just evolving, doing the work. They've got careers, but they're also doing the inner work. Most men out there are not doing any work. I know a lot of guys. So I think it's time for men to really step up.
Just want an update on my date. I know you guys have been so invested. No immediate chemistry. This was like giving him a chance. It was a long date. And then towards the end of it, turns out he was a racist.
Oh, wait. And he was just ripping coke lines. Ripping some bumps for half of the date, which is now my second date in a row that has happened. So apparently I am very boring. But he did pay.
Can I just have a man that yearns for me the way that men did in 90s R&B
We gotta
songs?
say, just can't let it slip away.
The angels sing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that era of music so much.
Yearning, that's the word,
Yeah.
dude. R&B hands open.
Yes,
Backhand.
and they weren't afraid to be like, you are the woman of my dreams. Like,
Dude, if you even talk about Boyz II Men, dude. Like every Boyz II Men song, man. Just what's the classic one?
like on bended knee.
That is yearning to the max.
Yeah.
All these modern women, they're gonna keep on yapping. They keep on yapping, and they're gonna burn themselves out talking silly. And then they're gonna be looking for a good man.
Here's what nobody tells you about, that respect is not optional.
Yeah.
It's the foundation. The moment a woman stops respecting her man, watch what happens to his attraction for her.
Yeah.
It doesn't fade slowly, it dies. A man can handle almost anything except being disrespected by the woman he's chosen. He stops giving freely because why would he pour into someone who treats him like he's not enough when she stops seeing his effort and his discipline?
Yeah.
When she starts taking shots at his character or questioning his decisions in front of others, that's not ego, that is self-preservation.
Modern men have no courage. Courage is something men used to pride themselves in. It was lumped into chivalry, part of being a man. But now you don't even have the courage to go talk to a girl? None of you are approaching women. None of you seem confident. And coming from a girl, I swear to you, all it takes is a little bit of courage to stand out. Yes, the gym is going to help. Yes, fashion is going to help. Yes, you need to be a good man. But none of that is going to matter if you're not willing to put yourself out there. Are you going to fail on many approaches? Absolutely. But who cares? I know it hurts, but what else are you going to do? Continue to watch dating content that you never put to use? You have so much more control over your own destiny here. I'm too short, I'm too poor, modern women aren't worth it, feminism ruined everything, are just a bunch of lame-ass cop-out excuses.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
3 things men do that women find so hot and attractive. Number 1, it's fixing things, whether it's changing the tire or fixing the tap. Us women love seeing a man use his hands to actually fix things because genuinely I can't do it and it kind of scares me. Number 2, hugs and kisses from behind. So don't let social media tell you that women don't appreciate this. Number 3, teasing her. Teasing her brings out the childish side of her and it makes her feel like she can be natural in her femininity and have fun with you. So don't forget to tease her and have fun with life.
You know, once peace becomes more valuable than companionship to a man, you pretty much lost him. And you're going to have to do the majority of the work to get him back. You're going to have to start putting forth some effort at that point in time.
I must be pretty weak-willed because all it took was falling in love with a man, and now I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm a feminist, but like, kind of. I don't really need my maiden name. I don't really need it. I like your last name better anyway. Like, I'll just take that. I know he can do his own laundry. I know that he can clean the house, but I want to do it for him. I want to cook all his meals. I want to make sure he's getting all his whole grains, all his vegetables. I want to make sure he's getting all that protein. He has not asked any of this of me. It just kind of naturally kicks in. Like, these instincts just kind of come out of like, oh, now I have to take care of you when you're sick. Oops, I made you breakfast and it fits all of your dietary requirements. My bad. I think I got possessed by a housewife. Is that what happens?
I guess feminism has its limits.
This is a line that's thrown at men all the time. You're not emotionally intelligent enough. You're not emotionally intelligent. What does that even mean? Honestly, that is such a line of bull that women use oftentimes when guys aren't giving them exactly what they want, right? They want you to be emotional in a certain type of way, but not in another type of way. And guys have to walk on eggshells trying to figure that out. And they throw out this, oh, you're not emotionally intelligent, which means what? What exactly? What? You're not doing exactly what she asked for minute to minute, moment to moment, just the right amount of emotion, just the right amount of stoicism, just the right amount. Right. It means nothing.
You know, once men start doing the math on this stuff and looking at their bank account, they realize that, you know, choosing peace, checking out a lot of this foolishness is actually better for them overall.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You can't expect that man to ask you to be his wife if he ain't never even asked you to be his girlfriend. You can't expect that man to plan a proposal and he ain't never even planned a date. You can't expect that man to even want to marry you when you done already moved him in your crib and he getting everything that he would get if y'all were married. Why would he buy the cow when he can get the milk for free? Well, I'm just saying, slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Because in the beginning, it feels great. Oh, I got my man. Years go down the line. You done bear children. It's been so many years now. You waiting on him to make the next move. He ain't never had to make no move. You done did it all. You done told him y'all was together. He never asked. You told him y'all was together. You done moved him in. Slow down.
Want to break his ego?
No.
If he asks you, am I the only one you're talking to? Reply and say yes. The others are 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Why are you talking to people you don't find attractive? That's embarrassing. So maybe it should break your ego, not his. And what's crazy is so many women want a man that's gonna actually commit to them. And usually when he's asking that, he's kind of gauging how serious you're taking this. Because he may be considering that conversation. And what's the goal of this? To not talk to him anymore? Like, I just don't understand it.
A lot of these modern women really honestly and truly think that they could say a whole bunch of nonsense to a man's face. Like, say the thing that will hurt a man the most, that will try to cut him. They're like really trying to cut him deep. And when that man says, man, I have to take this, and he walks away, then you want to say that man ain't men no more.
Some women don't know how to treat a man, not because they are bad, but because they were never taught. Boys from day one were trained to be a gentleman, to protect, to provide, and to understand. Movies, books, and fairy tales. Man sacrifices, man rescues, and man carries the burden. Women were always the princess, but we never saw the reverse story. No books on feminine loyalty, softness, devotion. Parents didn't teach it. The school didn't teach it. Society didn't teach it. And very unfortunate, feminism didn't fix it. It taught competition, not cooperation, not what actual equality is. How can a woman treat a man well when she was never shown what a feminine contribution looks like? How can she respect him when she grew up hearing that men are the problem? Men today are paying price for the script they didn't write. To all the women, we can definitely do a little better.
It's not real life. People are living a fake life on Instagram and their reality is trash. That's not the dream. The dream is, who can you be bored with? Who are the people that you literally could do nothing with and actually enjoy their company? Who are the people that you want to go have fun with and not in a way that needs to be posted on social media?
Chair with.
Sit on a rocking chair, watch Netflix, lay in the bed, sit by the pool, dancing in the living room, laughing, playing games, testing one another. Like, there are so many fun things that you can do with your partner. And if you can't do those things, and that's why friendship is so important, how are you going to keep it spicy?
These modern women, you probably heard it before, Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what they're looking for, unfortunately. Now, they probably won't refer to themselves as that, or they might. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They want you to come save them. And a man does not have the responsibility to do that.
And what is a stud even good for, bro?
Like, what is a man even good for? Us masculine presenting women can change tires, we can change oils, we can move apartments, we can move houses, we can set up beds, we can set up TVs, we can mount things to the wall, we can pay bills effortlessly with no question. We're natural providers. Not only do we care about you, but we care about a woman's emotional, mental, and physical state of mind. So the real question is, what the do you do? What do you bring to the table besides an insecure, ego-driven, wounded male mindset? You wish you could wear some purple jeans and a boxy shirt and go pull them. You're not pulling. And the fact that you get on here and try to put down another group of people to really make yourself feel better says everything we need to know about you. And I'm glad they're eating your ass up in the comments. Silly little boy.
Like, I hear women say this all the time. I know a lot of you sisters be like, chivalry is dead. Don't you? Don't y'all feel that way? Like men aren't gentlemen anymore? That's right. Chivalry is dead. And women. There's a fundamental difference in the way we're going to see things. We're not going to see eye to eye on this issue. We're just not. Our tests in life are different. A woman's test in life is material. A man's test in life is a woman. Now, by test, I mean that those are the things that we desire. Men have nice cars, not because they like nice cars, because they know women like nice cars. That's how it goes. Because men are hunters, and the car is the bait. And a woman comes and says, ooh, nice Porsche. Gotcha.
The thing modern women understand is that if you want a man that's chivalrous and traditional, maybe not even traditional, but, you know, chivalrous, generous is really what you mean. There has to be some sort of respect. There has to be some sort of reciprocity. Right? Coming from your end too.
These were my non-negotiables when looking for a husband, and yes, I had a lot of them. Y'all are gonna hate this one, but the first one is somebody who made more money than me. And I am a huge alpha, so when I dated people who made less than me, it would just mess up the entire dynamic. And it's so funny because I told my husband this right out the gate, and he was like, yeah, you could never date anyone that made less than you because you would just walk all over them. And it's true. That's what I ended up doing. Wanted kids. I was not going to convince anybody they were going to be a dad. This one wasn't a deal breaker, but I wanted somebody from a large, stable family. I personally came from a very small, unstable family, and I wanted somebody who had a great family that we could build the foundation of our family moving forward off of. All right, this is gonna have to go into part 2 because it's getting a little bit long, but the last thing is I wanted somebody without kids or an ex-wife. I wanted all the firsts to be ours, and I didn't want any unnecessary drama if I could avoid it. Thankfully, my husband has never been married, engaged, or had kids, so it made life so much easier.
Really, honestly and truly, the guy who shows up for you, it seems like for modern women in general, the guy who shows up for you for years comes to the realization that he's not really that important to you. And then he just leaves. And you're upset about it, but there's no reason to be. You were fumbling, like you were messing around.
There's this idea with a lot of young men that they'll hit their prime at 40 and then they can exclusively date young, hot women. I am the young, hot woman trying to date your dad. Let me tell you something. Most of you will not be pulling young, hot women when you're 40.
The reason why men, by the time they're 40, even if they were in their 20s, thinking that in 20 years, they'll be able to just date whoever they want if they're really successful and they build up their life where they want to be. The reason why many of them don't end up dating the 20-some-year-old by the time he's 40 is because 1, he's either married, or 2, he has realized that he doesn't want to. And that might be because of a multitude of reasons. I would argue number 1, it's because he doesn't want his peace to be disrupted, or he's been there, done that, and lived to regret it. But trust me, you're not going to make him feel bad for not following through on thoughts that he had when he was 20-some years old. Trust me.
I told him when it became serious, I take this very serious. It went so quick, and I told him, I remember when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I told him, I'm going to take this very serious. So are you sure you want to ask me this? Because to me, I never wanted to date just to date. And I think now with all of my friends, they love dating. They love the process of it. For me personally, I always hated it because I felt like I had to open up to all these people and get to know these people just for it to not work out. And it felt like a waste of time for me. So with Lucky, I told him, when it became serious, I take this very serious. It's either going to end in marriage or we're just going to be done now, because I'm not going to invest my time in you if that's not the ultimate goal. And he was like, yeah, we're aligned. And we truly were.
Is that always part of the...
No.
Oh,
which is
interesting.
really odd, because I had a relationship before Lucky and I never felt that way towards my previous partner. I never thought about marriage. I never thought about long term. And I think it just was because I wasn't in love with him and it wasn't the right person that I felt like I could spend the rest of my life with. But then when I met Lucky, it kind of just clicked and I just thought we're either going to do this or we're not. And I think
the thing that gets a lot of men is that women actually, a lot of these modern women actually expect them to continue taking the gamble when they continue to lose. You know what I mean? I continue to get nothing back. It'd be one thing if I was hitting on something. Oh man, I hit on something. Why not try it again? But I've never hit on anything. Why would I continue to take that gamble?
I don't think women really understand the amount of work and trial and toil and failure and pursuit that a man does before he even shows up to you. So a lot of women think, oh, now you're here, you're going to do my bidding. No, he's already built himself. If you're dealing with a man, now if you're dealing with, a fun boy, you get what you get. So I think that's the first thing. We really don't understand men. We don't understand how hard they work. And the reason why men lead is because they're the ones that are willing to make the sacrifice. If we're really honest with ourselves, we're not. Men are willing to work and give most of it to the family. Most women, we want the big jobs, but we want it for us. It just is what it is. It's not better or worse. Women need to understand that a man is willing to sacrifice, so that means you also need to be working just as hard. And what are you willing to sacrifice? And it needs to complement each other. I think a lot of women think they're just going to show up and be selected. We have to, like my man says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But it is a real job every day. And for me, it's an honor, but I think a lot of women don't realize how hard it is. It's worth it, but it's work.
A lot of men, because this is what women want. Women want a leader. But when a man tries to be a leader, he gets shamed for it. He gets blamed for it. He gets trashed for it. Oh, you ain't do it the way I wanted you to do it. If I was doing it the way that you wanted me to do it, then why don't you get up here and be the leader? It don't make any sense. Sit down and be quiet.
Here's the difference between a masculine and a feminine man. A masculine man provides for his wife and family and a good woman. A immasculine, feminine simp provides. One will pay for a family, the other will pay for sex. The man that pays for a family and is a provider, he is super masculine. What he's doing is selecting a very loyal woman who is very dedicated and very loving to him, who is raising his kids in a way that he's proud of, not in a way that he's terrified of. And as a result of all of her good behavior and all of her great traits and her loyalty and everything, he's rewarding her financially. That's a provider. That's a masculine man. A pathetic man is a man that will choose a woman and provide for her because she gives him, provide for her because she gives him validation, provide for her because he's attracted to her. She's not loving to him, she's not loyal to him, she's not respectful to him, she's talking to her exes, she's sleeping with other men, she's posting everywhere she goes, she is available for other men, and he's still paying her. He's still paying her, and he says, well, I'm a masculine man because masculine men pay for women. No, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. Sorry to break it to you. When you pay for sex, you're a man when you pay for a family. It's that simple.
Men need our vitality. Our life force recharges their battery to go out there and be productive. So when we're tired, it's like having your charger. You can't plug in. There's nothing to plug into. She's too tired. So from her tiredness, he is wearing down. We're meant to be complementary. We're so made for each other. I swear, when I first started studying men, I came about it from an anthropological point of view. What if there's a good reason for all of this, right? And there's so much that makes sense from the point of view of survival. But then there was a tipping point where it's like, it's too perfect. It's just, this is too perfect. This was not accidental. This did not evolve this way. This is too perfect. And there's a book I didn't write called The Belated Education of Adam and Eve. And there's a conversation in that book about these instincts that we have to procreate and protect and provide, and they compel us to do these things. And that the point of them is that so human beings could use their consciousness for more important things. They wouldn't have to pay attention to surviving. That's hardwired. Now use your parasympathetic nervous system to connect, to love, for love.
My biggest fear in life is approaching men in public. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be vulnerable. So someone give me an idea. Because I'll see like a hot man and I'll be like, oh, that man's hot. And my friends are like, go talk to him. I'm like, actually, I'd rather jump off a bridge. I would actually rather jump off a bridge than go and approach that man. So I need bad who aren't scared to tell me what they do.
I'm a woman that has my shit together and I'm past ready to settle down, but men are not approaching me. What should I do, or what advice can you give?
But she says she don't go nowhere.
I do. I go to Target.
No, the problem is you only going to Target, and that's why you ain't hitting your target. Sometimes the reason you are anti-relationship is because you anti-social.
I'm not anti-social.
You don't go nowhere. She said drop your handkerchief. The only place you're going to drop a handkerchief is in your bed while you watching Netflix. That is your problem. Half the reason y'all are single is not because you are odd, you're not put together, that you don't have a personality, or you're not cute. It's because you're in the house where no one can find you. I get it. Here's the thing. I get it. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. But sometimes you got to be in places where people are looking. And that is the problem. And here's what I will say to everybody in the room. Y'all will go to the conferences, y'all will read the books, you will get the pamphlets, but you won't go outside your house. And so what I challenge you to do is, if you are truly in a season where you are looking for a full husband, you have to give full effort. Sometimes the reason you keep getting these half is because you're giving half effort. You are dating with your spare time. You're not intentional yourself. You always talk about these ain't intentional. You're not either. You're too busy, you don't get out, and you don't talk to nobody. Now hear me out. I hate to be this tough guy. But I hear it too often. Your edges are still together and you single? Get out the house if you want a spouse.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman. I'm tired. I'm tired of being out here in these streets. I want to be in a little cocoon of comfort, of like a warm, fuzzy blanket and some fuzzy socks and a warm tea, and have someone come and take care of me. Is that too much to ask?
Men, a lot of y'all gonna end up single and alone at the end of your life too. I know y'all out here saying that it's hard for women to get married. It's hard for some of y'all to get married too, because the women that God has for you, you overlooking them. You keep shooting your shot at women that don't even want you because you ain't got everything you supposed to have together. I'm going to say it because y'all don't really understand. Y'all try to say women going to end up lonely. A lot of you men are going to die single and alone because you will not let God work on your heart. You won't level up. The type of women you want, you don't even have the emotional intelligence to deal with them, the relational intelligence. You don't have the integrity. You don't have the leadership, and you shooting for that woman. But y'all won't talk about the ones that you shot for and they let you down and they told you no thank you. Y'all not ready to talk about the women that told you no thank you because you wasn't on her level. It's a woman that you shot for, sir. And when she denied you and shot you down, now you mad at all the other women and trying to dog them and give them self-esteem issues. Oh, I see y'all out there on the internet streets dogging women. This why y'all don't never get married. Y'all gonna be single forever. Sir, so are you. Sir, so are you. With that stubborn, prideful mentality, thinking that you are better than every woman out here and that you are the prize. Sir, you gonna be alone and single too in your elderly years. So stop going after women talking about all y'all single women. Some of you men are single because you can't get the woman you want neither.
Do you understand what the world is going to look like in 10 years? 50% of women between the ages of 25 and 45 are going to be single and childless. Like, I mean, think about it. If you're married, there's going to be so many women throwing themselves at your husband if he's a half good looking, decent earning guy. And over a certain age, women accept being a side chick. I mean, they won't publicly say
that's
under a certain age.
true.
I think it's around like 35. They'll accept being a side chick because they would rather be with the top guy than be with the guy they don't like.
Oh, simple thing. Where have you gone?
Many women talk about high standard these days, but if we're being honest, some people it simply mean I expect a man to pour into my life while I show up with little effort or growth. So you want a man who is responsible, financially stable, faithful, emotionally aware, and strong in leadership. Yet you struggle with accountability, hard conversation. You expect a man to just understand you without explaining yourself clearly. Is he a magician? Sis, that's not partnership. That is emotional laziness. You want him to provide, lead, protect, reassure you, and regulate all your emotions. All at the same time, sis. How about now? So you say you value emotional maturity, but anytime they correct you, you become defensive. You say you want peace, yet you keep choosing men who bring confusion to your life and emotional stress because calmness feel unfamiliar. Then again, you say you want a very strong man. Okay, you want a strong man, but you don't cooperate when he wants to lead. You don't want to be guided. You don't want to be corrected. You want authority without alignment. That's not high standard though. That's entitlement. See, real standard is not about what you list on paper. They are about who you are becoming in private when no one is watching. If you ask me, if you want emotional maturity, deal with your unresolved wounds. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, bring the substance. If you want leadership, strong man, be a woman that makes leadership easy. Good men still exist though, but some of them will never choose you because even you are not prepared for the kind of man that you're asking for. Well, here's my big sis advice to you. Build your standards on character, not on fantasy. Because your entitlement, when it is packaged as an empowerment, is not self-confidence, so they're deceiving you. It's self-deception. So my ladies, save this so that you can come back to it or share it with a woman who has been misled.
This is just your daily reminder that every man is a loser until proven otherwise. Have a great Monday.
When you look at these videos and then you see a whole bunch of videos from women saying guys aren't coming up to women anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm hot and all my friends are hot and guys aren't coming up to us anymore. What is going on? Are you guys just not ballsy enough? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with them? They're seeing video after video after video of you calling them a loser on second one, man-hating, being obnoxious and entitled, being a total nag. Why would they come up to you?
What many women don't get about men and masculinity is that men need to be masculine. It's baked into their DNA. Women often say they want a strong, masculine man, but then they try to control them, which only weakens them. Trying to control him doesn't make him stronger. It either emasculates him or creates problems that are hard to fix. I don't know about you, but I personally have never felt safe around an emasculated man. The truth is, the more feminine a woman is, the more a man can lean into his masculinity, which makes us safe.
So many black women that want to be in relationships with a certain type of guy, and there's just not an equal amount of that man, right? So if there's black women that are like, I don't care, he has to make a certain amount of money, you must open up your pool to non-black men, because that's the only way you're going to have more options of meeting a guy in that caliber.
Black men are still marrying black women more than any other race. They're not interested. I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about marrying, okay? You can't tell the girls, oh, they don't want you over here, so you going over there. That's not how that works. Brad and Chad are not coming to go get Lakeisha. They not. Black men are not just leaving black women. Why can't you just say to yourself, maybe it's you?
Women in the society give out fake phone numbers because men can't handle rejection anymore. It's a safety precaution just to make it home safe. Now that F me up. That's crazy that every woman in this room is so smart to cater to a man's fragile ego just to make it home safe. I'm not from that era though, dog. I'm from the era when women called you ugly. I remember those days. A woman would boldly call you ugly, then her friend would come and double down on your ugliness. That's how it used to be. You could be dancing with a chick and her friend like, no, get away from her. No, she doesn't want to dance. You're a loser and you're ugly. Ugly loser. I said, hey, this is my wedding. You need to calm down. Pay for all these chicken dinners.
I told you online dating was the trenches, right? All right. So I started a little profile, probably already regretting it. So I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, just some miscellaneous foolishness. And he says, oh, I just got to move you out of Baltimore. And I'm like, oh, after I done voluntarily moved myself here, you got to move me out? Chill. At 44, I do not need a Captain Sabo. And that is the truth. I've been saving myself for a very long time. I said, oh, let me go see where he lives, because I forgot y'all. And I went back to his profile, and I said, oh, okay. So I responded back. I said, oh, I used to own a condo where you live. I said, but I was looking at a mound of dirt, and I had to travel 30 minutes here, 45 minutes here, and an hour to Whole Foods. No, thank you. I like convenience. The audacity of it all.
Why does a man ignore you? Well, really, there are three reasons. Number one, it's either something you have done or something you have said. And you might say, well, coach, why is it that they just can't tell me what it is I've done or what I've said? The truth is, many men have been conditioned not to communicate because when he shares his feelings, oh, he's sensitive. Oh, he's acting like a little. Or we've been taught not to share our emotions. Until you cultivate that environment, that's going to be the case. Number two, he wants to manipulate you in some way. He's trying to get some type of outcome from you. And what he does is he withholds his affection and attention to get your attention. And the third thing is he wants to move forward in another way, either with someone else or something else, and he's not that interested.
The majority of guys seem to just have given up.
I also think too, there's a little bit of a desperate energy coming from
that's
people.
what happens when it's that's what I'm saying. It's a snowball effect. You have a positive relationship, a girl likes you back, you suck at first, you get better at it, confidence improves, all of a sudden her friend wants to bang you, confidence improves, things happen, right? You go down the road and eventually you develop more confidence through your experience and this and that. But if your alternative is oh, this girl shot me down, I'm gonna go smoke weed, jerk off, and play video games, and that becomes your default setting, then where the fuck are you in a year if you do that for 1 year? Now you're a year out of the game, you're less confident, you're in worse shape, you're probably ADD is firing through the roof, your dopamine receptors are saturated. It's where are you at, right? And it's it gets progressively worse and worse. At what point do these guys just give up? Because after 2 years, what's 2 years and one more day of not having sex, right? It gets to a point where. And so, yeah, you just have a whole bunch of the society that's basically withdrawn.
I can't wait till we have kids so that I can leave the children with you and go on a date and post it online so people can just lose their mind that a woman can have it all.
Isn't it crazy he's allowing that? He's just putting up with that. Could never be me. How can you allow that much disrespect? Yeah, well, you're going to have the kids and I'm just going to go out on other dates. What are you on about? Marriage and having children is meant to be sacred. That's meant to be just for you and your partner. That's it. Not to fucking mess about. These women just aren't close to God. If you want to get closer with the Lord, download the Avon app. You can ask it questions such as, how can I get closer with the Lord? And it'll give you Bible quotes and continue to ask you questions to help you get closer. It's sad to see so many men just putting up and just going against God. Find yourself a good woman of God, and she wouldn't want to treat you like that. She'll be your world. Stay woke in the streets, lad. Big burn.
This is my hot take of the day. I don't think men should ask women, can I buy you a drink? Why don't you go to the bartender and be like, hey, I'm buying her next drink. and go sit yourself down somewhere. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, she's going to come over and say, the bartender told me you brought my drink. Thank you. The big difference is that men with confidence do that. Because men with confidence are like, okay, cool. Maybe she'll come over, maybe she won't, but that's that. And that's like a gift out of the heart. Versus men who like want to come up to you and be like, can I buy you a drink? You know what that means is like, okay, you're basically asking like, paying for a drink so you can talk my ear off, so we can have conversation. It's like an exchange thing, not like a out of the heart thing. And the exchange part can be a scary thing. Like, what are you exchanging? Like, it's a red flag in a woman's head. It's like, okay, I take this drink, and then what is he expecting? Like, does he think I'm supposed to do something for this drink? Go back to his house? Like, what? So I definitely think that the exchange thing is not very fair, meaning that if you're going to buy someone something, just buy it for them. You don't need to ask. If I'm in Starbucks and I see someone in back of me, they're having a bad day, I'm going to buy their drink. I'm not going to be like, let me talk to them first. You see? Okay. That's all I have to say.
Somebody asked, do you guys know why you're single? And I'll speak for myself. I know exactly why I'm single, because I've never dated a guy that God would have approved for me. Not to say, let me clarify and say that I've actually only dated great men. I have a great picker. I've only dated really wonderful guys, good people to their core, obviously not perfect and clearly not from me, because we would be together if that was the case, but like good people, but never somebody who's further along in their faith than I am.
Yeah.
And I know without a shadow of a doubt that the person God has for me is like so far along in their faith than I am. And I have such a desire, like a yearning to be led spiritually. I just want to sit and look up at a man talking to me about theology. And I'll be so happy. You know what I mean? And so there's always been, unfortunately, not in like an insulting way, but there's a level of respect that I'll have for the person that I'm with when that's the case. And I've never experienced that.
If they have a list and everything is not checked off on their list, then they don't want it. They're looking for perfection and you won't ever get it. If they were such good guys, you should have stayed with them, or at least stayed with one of them. You know what I mean? It's like you have a good person, and just because they don't check one stuff on the list that you have, you're going to give that up and be like, well, I'm going to wait for the guy to come around who's going to check all 10. Like, that doesn't really happen.
A man can open doors, he can buy you flowers, the whole 9 yards, right? But then he gets told in a lot of these situations that this type of behavior doesn't really impress anybody anymore. And he's kind of like, I thought that's what you said you liked. Yeah, but that's the bare minimum. Okay, so you're not going to say thank you? I gotta go. Peace.